To the people of India and to Indian Americans all across the United States, I want to wish you a happy Indian Independence Day. On August 15th, 1947, men and women all over India rejoiced in the declaration of the independence of the country of India. Today, on August 15th, 2020, I stand before you as the first candidate for Vice President of the United States of South Asian descent. So I hope you celebrate today, and then tomorrow, I hope you join me in getting to work. Thank you, and happy Independence Day. In particular, when you're talking about the South Asian community, we're talking about the Indian community more specifically, it is a growing community in the United States in terms of its voting bloc, in terms of its participation, and I think the party knows that and knows that this is part of our collective community, and there needs to be outreach and inclusion.
And certainly you could become the first Indian senator in U.S. history, which would be quite an accomplishment.
Knock wood.
Kamala Harris, Attorney General of California, U.S. Senate candidate, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
How do you share this happiness right now?
I'm very happy. I mean, naturally, I'm very happy to be, it's my sister's daughter. Like my daughter she is, so it's very happy about it.
Basically, a woman from Tamil diaspora who's making such a huge success in the US.
No, it's all credit goes to my sister. My sister, her mother, went to US in 1958. And she's lived there, and she's a very strong lady, and she brought her children up very well. So if whatever Kamala is today, the credit goes to my sister and no one else.
I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much, and she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She has always identified as a black woman. She went to a historically black college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do you believe
that she is... I think somebody should look into that too when you continue in a very hostile, nasty tone.
So yeah, Kamala, as you just saw there, has never claimed to be black. And, Judge Joe Brown, boy, do I love Judge Joe Brown. Man, this guy. Big shout out to the Art of Dialogue YouTube channel. That's where this is coming from. This Judge Joe Brown interview. And it is absolutely amazing because Judge Joe Brown does not hold back at all. Check it out.
But I got to ask you about Kamala Harris. How you feel about her?
She's a piece of shit. I was in California. She lacked professional competence, and she worked on it by hiking up her hemline when she needed influence rather than researching. She's always tried to do the casting couch to get where she wants. Now, the problem is that'll get somebody to a certain level quickly, but you can't get past that level if you don't have competence and talent. So my thing about it is if I'm crude about it, in this city years ago, I used to represent a whole bunch of pimps and hoes, and I know a hoe when I see one. And I say this, I don't care, women, you do what you want to do if you want to have recreational sex, but when you do the casting couch or anything else for professional purposes to get paid or advance, you a hoe. And she's old hoe. And the problem is what is she supposed to do? One of her sycophant slaves comes up and unwraps her in a carpet naked at Putin's feet, and he says, "Oh, yeah, I'm Julius Caesar." He said, "No, ho, I got better stuff here already. Plus, I don't want you anyway, you old woman. Get on up." Or Xi Jinping, is he supposed to be impressed? She's doing word salad. Well, we're here today because China and the U.S. are here today, and that's why we have to agree on what we're doing here today. Like, fool, what did you just say? Did you say anything?
No, she said absolutely nothing. Bro, he is so correct, bro. She talks in rhymes, and I think Trump said the same thing actually. But you know, there's so many clips of Kamala not claiming to be black at all. And if you don't believe me, here's another one.
Okay, so what we're gonna cook today
Okay.
is an Indian recipe.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
you are Indian.
Yes, yes.
Okay, and I don't know that everybody knows that, but I find that wherever I go and I see Indian people at the supermarket, on the street, everyone's like, you know Kamala Harris is Indian, right? It's like the thing we're so excited about to have you running for president.
Yeah.
So we're both Indian,
Yes.
but actually we're both South Indian.
Yes.
So yeah, you just saw another clip of it. But let's get back to Judge Joe Brown.
And I've never seen such a salacious mess as I've seen out of her. I think of One West Bank. I had some pretty good properties out in California at one point in time. And I know I had 3 neighbors who had good properties. It was in a place called Ojai, California. And they got caught up about 15, 16 years ago, like a lot of people did, in that mortgage bundling scam stuff that was going on. And there was a bank called One West Bank responsible for it, which was owned by George Soros. The Mnuchin that you have out of the Obama administration was Mnuchin, who was the CEO of One West Bank. Well, there were approximately 1,200 counts of indictments returned against Mnuchin and One West Bank in various counties in California. Well, Mnuchin and Soros financed and arranged and sponsored Kamala to run for Attorney General of California. They got her elected. She got in, and using the authority she had, she promptly consolidated all 5,200 counts and dismissed them. And a couple of weeks later, Soros sold One West Bank for $4.2 billion. So after that, they got together and got her finance and got everything organized and made the connections for her, and she got elected to U.S. Senator. Willie Brown made the initial contacts and arrangements so she could get elected as district attorney for San Francisco. She didn't do a very good job. She had a reputation for giving out the stiffest sentences in the United States of America for simple possession of marijuana in San Francisco, for God's sakes. But it was only to young black men. She's not a parent, never had any children, but she went off on this campaign to lock parents up, some of whom actually were shown to have dropped their children off at the school, but they played hooky, so she was putting them in jail. I know my in-laws, now late in-laws, because they're dead, and their fine daughter that I was married to, we were divorced. She got a whole lot of money, but anyway, out of me. What wound up happening was there was a liquor store they like to patronize on the way home, and it was a good liquor store, but it got held up a lot, so Kamala's solution was not go get the crooks, but close down the liquor store so nobody would be troubled by it. See, that kind of philosophy, or you've got a serial killer who's got 6 victims, and the families are writing protest letters to her, not hurry up and do something, not why are you giving the guy such a light deal, is why don't you let this man plead guilty to life without parole instead of delaying it for 7 years, trying to make political hay out of it. I was caught up in a thing where this woman who was supposed to be a financial specialist wound up embezzling a lot, $1.5 million from me, about $15 million from some other black celebrities. And most of it was in the San Francisco area, not LA where I was. She consolidated the cases up there in San Francisco, took 5 years to resolve it, let her plead out not the $15 million of embezzlement, but $35,000. The sentence was 5 years in the penitentiary, 4.5 years suspended, 5 years probation. The woman wound up sitting on a bench outside Sybil Branch which is the women's detention facility in L.A. County, for 5.5 hours. That's all the time she served, made no restitution. And la-di-da, I'm through with it now. I don't care on her.
So I'm not going to play the whole video. If you want to check it out, you can go to, what's the name of the channel? The Art of Dialogue YouTube channel to check out the rest of it. All right. I don't want to take all of their video. Okay. But man, did Judge Joe Brown like not hold back at all. But I also want to show you guys this little clip, and this will be the last clip that I show you guys from that interview. Check it out.
And then she was everybody's favorite Hindu Indian prosecutor and attorney general and senator, and now she becomes black. But, you know, I met her daddy, fine gentleman, Professor Harris. And the problem with her being black is Professor Harris says he's Caucasian, mixed Irish and Hindu. He doesn't have any black ancestors, but his Irish ancestors owned a lot of slaves in Jamaica and had them to work on plantation. So if mama is on the birth certificate listed as a Caucasian, daddy says he's a Caucasian Hindu and has no black ancestors, how did she get to be black?
That's the question I'm asking myself. Since when did Kamala become black? But let me tell y'all something. And mark my words, all right? Mark my words. Remember I said this. This is what's going to happen. I can see it from a mile away. Once the charades is up, once this honeymoon phase is over, and they can no longer lie about it, right? Lie about Kamala being black, and I mean mainstream media and Democrat politicians. They will turn to calling Donald Trump and Republicans racist against Indians. Remember I said that. Mark this, clip this, and save it, because it's going to happen. I can almost guarantee it. I can almost guarantee it. They are going to go with that. Oh, these people are racist and they hate people or anyone of color, right? Once they can't lie about it anymore. The next thing they're going to do is they're going to say that, oh, well, and also she never claimed to be black. Notice how Kamala has never said she was black. It's been mainstream media that's been saying it and pushing that narrative. She's never stood on stage, stood in a rally and said, I am black, or anything of that nature, anything along those lines. She's never said it. That's for a reason, because she knows it's not the truth. And she knows the truth will eventually get out. They can only lie about it for so long. Then the mainstream media will flip and say, well, she never claimed to be black. Just watch it happen. Watch it happen. But yeah, I just had to expose Kamala. I just had to expose this whole narrative that, oh, Kamala's this black woman. Yeah, she's going to be great for black people. Blah, 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 blah. Like, come on, stop it. First off, she's not black. Let's start there. Let's start there. She's not black. Nor has she ever claimed to be, even before she was trying to run to get elected. She's never claimed to be black. I showed you guys the clips. Her mom is Indian, and her dad was simply born in Jamaica. Last time I checked, he's Indian and Irish or something, right? As far as I know, I've never seen him. I've never seen a video of him claiming to be black. If anybody has it, send it my way. Send it my way. But I've never seen it. Never seen it. But hey, y'all talk to me. Let me know how you feeling about all of this in the comment section, of course. And y'all stay safe out there. Peace and love. I'm out.